So in this tutorial, I'm going to be showing you guys how I made it in blue, pink, and white, but this is the blue and white one just for reference now. These are all the materials that are needed. The fabric clips are optional. You can just use pins. The mesh fabric and stretch jersey fabric, you don't have to use all three colors. You can just pick whichever color you want. And the pattern paper, you can also use whatever kind of pattern paper you want. Feel free to pause the video and take a screenshot of the materials needed. Okay, I thought it'd be good to show you guys the pattern basically of how I make things work. So this is just a rough sketch, so this is not exactly how I put it down on the pattern paper, but so everything in black is what you're cutting out your fabric. The larger piece is the mesh top. The more rectangular piece is everything that's the cotton / jersey fabric, and so are the little circles. So there's going to be two of the larger piece, and you're going to fold your pattern paper along that red line and cut the fabric on a fold as well. So the lines also, the light blue line is like where you can say it's a serger's optional, and then the darker blue line is where I serged the fabrics together. The red obviously is the pattern fold, and the light green is the top stitch. And you don't necessarily need a serger. You can still use a regular sewing machine, honestly, and you can just trim off the edges with scissors. So a lot of this video is going to be sped up, but I'll be talking over it. So right now I'm just going over the jersey fabric, stretching it out, and just to see if it's good or not. Then I grabbed the mesh fabric as well and just stretched it out to find the right area of stretch, because it's of course it's four-way stretch, but there's always a side that's stretchier to me. So I wanted to use that stretchier side to make sure it's horizontal on my body. As you can see, I am laying down the fabric as flat as possible, and I fold it along the line that I'm going to place the straight part of my pattern on, and you're going to see that in a second. So I lay the pattern paper down, then I use the clips to hold it in place, and these aren't necessary. You can always use pins, but I just like clips better, and then I just cut as carefully as I can along that fold. Keep in mind you're doing this twice. There's a similar process for the jersey fabric as well. Just made sure everything was lined up, and I cut along the fold as well. I didn't really have that many measurements, it was simply a straight / slanted piece. Then I moved on to actually drawing out the little patches and cutting them out. So this is just fast forward, but you can see me going in and cutting the patches out one by one. It was kind of time consuming, but I had a show on when I was doing it, so it wasn't that bad. At this point, I have already cut the blue and the pink off camera. So right now I'm just laying down the blue jersey pieces on top of the mesh just to kind of see where I want them placed and see where I like it. And of course you can move it to your liking as needed. I just wanted them kind of all in the bottom area. Here I'm just threading the sewing machine. I use tweezers just because like it can get a little bit difficult when I have nails. My nails aren't that long, but still can get a little bit difficult. So now I'm just doing the top stitch. This is another part that's kind of draining, but it goes by quick if you have a show or something on to watch. But yeah, you got to be really careful with this because you don't want to accidentally sew outside of the lines. And honestly, you can do this above or under. I just prefer to do the top stitch because I feel like it looks kind of cool. It gives that kind of 3D effect, you could say. Here's me doing the pink fabric a different day because I took a break, and I want y'all to feel like you can take a break. Don't feel like you have to get everything done all in one day because that's just not realistic. At least for me, it's not. Okay, so I just finished up with my sewing machine. Now I'm gonna move to the serger, and I had the black thread on because I made a black one. That's not on camera, but now the annoying part is changing the thread, and I have to do it 3 times because I gotta change from this to white to pink to blue. So annoying, but like I want everything to look good, so that's why I just gotta take time to do it. But yeah, changing the thread on this is the most annoying thing ever. Like it's so difficult. Oh, this is also a pro tip for anyone that's trying to clean like the sewing machine, the inside of it, and this gets really dusty, so this like just helps like spray out that dust because getting in there can be a little bit dangerous. So yeah, I'm gonna show y'all. at this point, I'm done using the sewing machine. So I'm gonna move now to the serger, my overlock serger. And I'm laying out the piece before I actually take it to the serger, just because I don't want things to move and everything, because once it cuts it, it cuts it. And for those that don't know, the serger has sort of a knife that cuts off the edges as you're sewing, as opposed to an actual sewing machine. So you can see it here, cutting off the excess fabric and putting it in that little mini dumpster. Honestly, having a serger makes life so easy, because using a sewing machine all the time just gets kind of draining when you have to cut off the excess thread. I mean, you still do it here like I just did, but you will just see like having a serger just sort of makes things easier at certain times. So at this point, I'm going to start hemming, doing the optional hem of the neckline of the top, and as well as the bottom hem of the top. It's really optional. You can also use a sewing machine and do a regular roll hem, but I kind of wanted the serged look on it, so yeah. Okay, in the next clips, y'all are gonna see how they turned out. This is the pink one. I'm like mid filming, but I still wanted to show y'all. Same difference, a little bit different placements, but love, love, love. And you can cut off the extra fabric near the seams, but I left it on purpose, so it's really up to you. But oh, I like it. I think it's cute. But yeah, for the other ones, I might cut it because it might irritate me after a while. So okay, this is the blue. I don't know, I literally just got my lip gloss on that right now before I film, so mad. But look how cute it is. Like, so vibrant. I don't know, I love this color. I need to cut this off. But yeah, what color is y'all's favorite? Let me know. Let me know.